Good evening and welcome to the UFO Traffic Report for Tuesday, July 26, 2016. First up, an Oregon witness at Lebanon reported watching a fast-moving object crossing his property just 4 feet off of the ground that created a water-like distortion in the air, according to testimony in case 77679. The event occurred July 10, 2016, and was reported to MUFON July 14. Quote, something traversed between my wife and I about 4 feet off the ground that made an unidentifiable noise, and the speed of which was extraordinarily fast, the witness stated. Neither of us place any credence in aliens among us or visitations. The witness believes the physics against such things are irrefutable. Quote, my career was in astronomy on top of Mauna Kea in Hawaii. My wife was a banker and accountant. The object somehow created a distortion. Quote, whatever it was created a distortion in the air between us for an instant. We live in a suburban area, and our residence is surrounded by a fir forest. To the right of me, from whence it came, is a 150-meter tall hill about 50 meters away, which we also own. Aside from the noise of the event, there was absolutely no report one might ascribe to the discharge of a firearm. Our area is, for the most part, dead quiet. If it were a bullet, etc., it would have to be able to climb a 150-meter tall hill, go over the top, and then descend to our level and go absolutely parallel to the ground between us. The witness hesitated to report the event. Quote, I have been reluctant to report this because of my own core beliefs. However, one of my friends encouraged me to do so anyway. I have a home observatory with a Meade 12-inch LX200 and do a lot of observing and hunting of NEOs. I have yet to see anything unexplainable either here or on top of Mauna Kea. Having said that, the event my wife and I witnessed not only frightened us, but left us with profound curiosity as to its origin. The distortion in the air between us looked as if you were looking through water. The noise was subtle, but unlike anything we have ever heard. I own guns and know a ricochet when I hear one. Am I alone in this? Lebanon is a city in Lynn County, Oregon, population 15,518. Oregon MUFON Assistant State Director Keith Roll is investigating. Next up, a Tennessee witness at Hendersonville reported watching a reddish-brown, tube-shaped object move low overhead that looked like it was swimming, according to testimony in case 77821. The reporting witness and her husband were driving westbound along Vietnam Veterans Parkway in Sumner County along the northernmost portion of Hendersonville just past 2 p.m. July 19, 2016, when the incident occurred. Quote, my husband is driving, talking on the phone with his brother, and I see something above the roadway some distance ahead of us that is a pretty decent size and seems to be moving our way, the witness stated. We were driving about 55 miles per hour, and as a second or two passed, I began to think this was one of those longish government drones or something. The witness did first believe she was about to see a drone. Quote, I thought I am going to get to see one of those drones up close because it was coming pretty low over our lane, but it seemed to be moving a bit erratically in its flight path. Once it got within about 4 or 5 car lengths in front of us, I could see it clearly and saw no wings, no anything, just a smooth, dull, reddish-brown color, hot dog-shaped thing with 4 offset feet things, and the craft creature was making a smooth, swimming motion, like an eel. The witness described the object's motion. Quote, I noticed that it wasn't an even motion, like it was a live thing. It looked about 15 feet long and about 3 feet in diameter. I am so shocked that I finally holler, what the hell? My husband takes the phone from his ear and says, what? I jerk myself around in the seat so I can see this thing out the back window, as it just passed over the car. It has risen up in altitude, has turned off the roadway to the southeast, maybe 50 to 75 feet up, and is entering a puffy cloud. I could still clearly see the feet as it entered the cloud. It seemed to be gently entering the cloud, and when it was about 2/3 into the cloud, I quickly looked at the couple of cars behind us to see if any were swerving or anything, but didn't see any indication that they saw too. The witness believes the object was a UFO. Quote, I turned to my husband and said, I think I just saw a UFO. Then I said, I think what I saw was a living creature. As soon as I got to a piece of paper, I drew what I saw. I just want to know if anybody else saw or has seen anything like this. I wish I hadn't seen it. I have been sick to my stomach ever since, knowing something like this is out there. Hendersonville is a city in Sumner County, Tennessee, on Old Hickory Lake, population 51,372. Tennessee MUFON is investigating. Next up, a Vermont witness at Lake Champlain reported watching a cigar-shaped UFO that appeared to drop 3 or 4 unknown orbs that fell to the ground level, according to testimony in case 77749. The witness was on his boat in Lake Champlain in the middle of Shelburne Bay at 4 p.m. July 10, 2016, when the incident occurred. Quote, I looked up and saw the unknown object slowly flying across the sky, the witness stated. I called the attention of my sister and father, who joined me in observing the object. As the group watched, the object emitted several smaller objects. Quote, I observed it drop about 3 or 4 unknown orbs which fell to the ground out of sight from where we were. The hovering object then remained in place for a short time. Quote, the object then hovered in the same spot for about 20 minutes before it disappeared. I recall the object being white and the orbs it dropped also being white. However, my sister recalls the objects and the orbs being black. My father thought it was a blimp and was quick to brush off the thought of a UFO. We saw the unknown craft again hovering over a spot closer to us when we traveled north into Burlington Bay. The craft quickly vanished again after that. Lake Champlain is a natural freshwater lake in North America, located mainly within the borders of the United States in the states of Vermont and New York. Vermont State Director Ken Pfeiffer is investigating. And finally, tonight, a Virginia witness at Charlottesville reported watching and videotaping a triangle UFO moving low over Route 29 north at 8:55 p.m. July 24, 2016, according to testimony in case 77904. The witness and his mother were driving near the Kroger and Kmart in Charlottesville when the incident occurred. Quote, a digital video was taken by me, the witness stated. The UFO was first stationary and then moved to a northeast straight-line path and was gone. Charlottesville is the county seat of Albemarle County, population 48,210. One video clip was uploaded with the MUFON report, which was filed July 24. Virginia MUFON is investigating. You can read the complete news coverage on these stories, including watching the video that I just mentioned and much more, at our website, MUFON.com. Please use the newsroom link at the top of our homepage and choose UFO News. This is Roger Marsh. Please stop back next week for more news from the UFO Traffic Report.